Is this thing on? Word.
Hey, you can watch Rosie with Common right now.
The legendary one joins 10 to be in the Common Man for the 2 o'clock hour. You can watch it. How can they watch it? 10 to be KFAN.
KFAN.com/watch.
Yeah, there you go. Before the Grum's over, we're going to give away a pair of tickets to the 3M Open. Golf That Matters. It's a pair of passes to the Stilly Party Deck, as a matter of fact. That's on the 18th hole at the 3M Open. That's scheduled for Friday, July 18th. Your tickets are. So you'll enjoy it there. That will be second round action. Must be 21 years of age or older to win it. It's just so funny. Rosie walks in. Remember a couple of weeks ago, we were teasing him about not attending a meeting. You know, he didn't show up for the staff meeting.
Yeah.
He walks, and the first thing he says to me, well, I was just at a meeting. Can't say I don't go to meetings anymore. I go, when was that meeting scheduled for? 1:30.
I always love
Which is when he shows up every day at 1:30. In fact, the meeting was at 1:30. He's making it seem like I showed up for a meeting.
Well, I never had to leave Abbott's office, as a matter of fact, because it was all done through Zoom. AJ Mansour was conducting it. It has to do with our use in social media, et cetera, and how we can, we're all pretty active in it.
He basically came and said, well, what do you think of me now?
What do you think of me now?
Can't make any accusations.
Yeah. I stumbled into it.
AKA, he knew nothing about it, showed up at 1:30 in Rosen, and Abbott's like, hey, you got to listen to this.
Correct.
So in other words, you're another guy here, and there's many of them that you don't look at the emails.
No, I saw the email. And I knew there was one at 1:30. I knew. I just happened to.
Just like you know where 185th Avenue is. You just happen to know where it is.
Well, right next to 184th Avenue.
Where's Old Shakopee Road and Old Cedar
I used to go to Von
Hansen's Meats.
Yeah, I used to go there.
There's several Von Hansen Meats.
Well, I know there's one over there.
Tell me where.
Bloomington.
Do you know where? Oh, you actually know where Old Shakopee Road is?
Of course I know where Old Shakopee Road is.
Oh, that's right. The reason you do is because Met Stadium was over by there.
Yes, correct. I used to drive. Well, yeah.
Do any camping while I was gone? Oh, no, you were up in Walker, weren't you?
I was in Walker, yeah. A lot of folks wanted me to give their regards and ask me how I deal with this every day. And, yeah, it was fun. We had a fun weekend.
Now, someone told me this. Is this true?
What's that?
You sent out a selfie or an Insta of you holding a fish and said you were walleye fishing and it was a bass.
No, again, people read, this is how they...
Tend to be.
No, I did not do that.
He had a walleye or a stringer and
he
said he had a walleye fish and it was a bass.
This is exactly what I said. I was holding up a bass because it was a good picture. Okay. And I was talking about, the group I work with. Which is, hey, great morning in Leech Lake with my guide, Murph, from Leisure Outdoors. Good eating walleye to take home 2 TOO, like in addition to this fish. Well, this fish happened to be a smallmouth bass. And then I realized people going, okay, they think this is a walleye. And I had to retweet. I go, obviously, this is a smallmouth bass. But the walleye didn't photograph as well. So I took a picture of the bass and said, oh, by the way. And that's it.
Like, look, I'm a fisherman. I understand. I know the difference between the...
Well, of course I know the difference between a bass and a walleye.
You're acting like you're Ron Sherrill.
No, I'm not acting like that at all. But a bass will put up a hell of a fight where the walleyes basically are a lot more passive. And they're smaller, they're thicker, they're...
Listen to him.
No, of course I know the difference. There are people, in fact, people were out there on Leech looking.
You didn't even, your guide helped you bring that
No,
fish
he
in.
did not. I was using a bobber, a leech. We were about...
You had to hand it over to him and say, finish the Jeep. The fight was too much.
I let him fillet him, but I didn't...
you couldn't fillet a fish. You wouldn't know how.
I wouldn't. No, I admit that. I love it, though. I do enjoy it. I really do enjoy being out in the lake. It was nice. It was a chilly morning. It was
that's
chilly
why you're
up
a
there.
member of my boat club.
Exactly.
Your boat club.
Well, they're up there, too.
All right.
Your boat club.
Of course you like being out in the water.
But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Murph's a great guide, and I'm telling you, the one thing, and Abbott's the guy. He's my go-to guy. The sophistication of the electronics that these guys have in the boats now. He's literally going...
Gotta outsmart that fish.
Well, no, but you know what? He points the Garmin, whatever that thing is, the little... He goes, now I want you to cast 20 feet to the left of where... Notice where I'm pointing. Cast right there.
There's no skill to fishing anymore. There's none.
Well, that's not... Well...
You've got a fish finder. You drive out on the boat...
People
You
can
go
say,
out- you
the
go
fish
on the
isn't
boat.
going to jump on the hook
You got
automatically.
on the boat. Think about
They're not
this.
gonna do that
It's a-
automatically,
You got
no.
a fish finder. It's like, oh, there's a school of fish here. Then you put food on a hook, and the fish, he's got the brain
Well,
the size
it's-
of a pea.
it's
and
as
he's
much-
going, he goes, oh, there, that looks good. I think I'll take a bite of that.
It's as
And then
much
he
as
bites
skill as
into
it
a-
takes to play poker. I mean,
Well, yeah. it's
or
poker.
golf.
Well, no, golf's different.
No. I mean, you have to. Look, the professional fishermen who are doing it. Now there was a big bass contest going on, and not at that particular morning, but there were a lot of people on the lake who were doing their reconnaissance and scouting
Right.
for bass.
Scouting.
But I was looking for walleye, and that's what we caught in my limit, and they were good eating fish, and so I packed them up, put them in a little cooler, and I'm going to grill them on Sunday night. What? What are you laughing about?
You're not going to grill any fish.
Yes, I am.
You're going to bring them over to Ocean Air and tell the chef
No,
to cook them
no.
up for
We're
you.
going to watch the Minneapolis Aquatennial fireworks. And
Did you
Sunday
clean
night.
and gut the fish yourself before,
No,
before
I
grilling
admit
them?
no. In fact, I
He
disappeared
couldn't-
for like 5 minutes,
he
and I
couldn't
came back.
put-
They were already in a bag.
He couldn't put bait on a hook.
Oh, but yes, I can. I mean, it was. I'm a good cast. I can cast really
What'd you
well.
use
I
as
got a good
bait?
wrist. Leech. I just said, pay attention.
He can cast really good.
It was a leech.
As if
with a
there's some
bobber and a leech.
challenging skill to doing that.
Well, you got to. I know. Well, I mean, it's fun. I'm not trying to admit. I'm not Ron Shera. I'm just saying I enjoy.
You're
when I
talking-
get out there, I get competitive and I enjoy fishing, and it's
You're
relaxing.
getting competitive with the other people that you're fishing with, or with
No,
the
I'm
fish?
just. I'm the only one
You're
of
a
the
competitive fisherman.
I was the only one of the boat.
But you're a competitive. You get competitive.
I get
out there.
competitive and saying, and he obviously doesn't want. I don't want to get. I've been shut out before when I've gone out there. And they get frustrated. Look at Leech Lake is humongous. You got to know where you're going. You can't just go out there and just drop a line and think you're going to get a
Well, no,
fish.
that's why you got a fish finder. Back in the day when I used to fish,
I understand
there was no
that.
such thing as you
No.
found the fish on your own.
Well, I understand that. In certain
That's how
times,
you
there's
do
little
it.
honey spots that people have. They know where they are, and they're by the weeds, and people
You
the
agree?
warm
Let
temperatures,
me ask you a
blah
couple-
blah
let me-
blah.
let me
I don't
ask-
know all
let
that
me ask you a
stuff.
couple of questions. Green fish or brown fish?
Brown.
You like brown?
I don't know.
Do you know what a walleye is? A walleye, is that a brown fish or a green fish?
It's a brown fish, isn't it? I don't know.
Bass is brown or green.
Looks pretty green to me.
You a Zebco 202 or 404?
I have no idea. I don't. I'm not
He
out
doesn't want to
there.
answer something that controversial.
I'm not.
I'm a Zebco
I go out there for
202.
the R&R.
I'm a Zebco 2 and 2.
Well, that's good. How much do you fish?
Every day, I'm the Babe Winkleman of radio. Kennedy, go ahead. Give him the sound effect. I'm the Babe Winkleman of radio.
You really
I
are.
reeled somebody in today. I said, we played a song by Police. I said,
You
Michael.
do reel 'em in.
I said, Michael Stipe and Police. And sure enough, that's what I got.
There it is.
Hold on. I've got it here. I said, Michael Stipe and the Police. And then Harry emailed in. He said, REM, Common.
You are a good fisherman.
I reeled him in.
You reel 'em in really good. There's
And
another
then
one.
I'm a catch and release.
Yeah.
I'm like you. I don't take them. And that's fine. I'm not saying
No.
I'm catch and release.
Look, normally, and that's when I've caught
Well, I don't eat
big
humans.
ones. You throw those back because these are the ones that I caught were good eating ones.
Are
They're
the big ones not good eating?
I apparently not as good.
Okay.
And the ones I've caught, I've thrown back all the time.
Because you catch the really big ones.
No, well, this time I caught ones that were
okay.
good size.
Well,
but
when you catch the really big ones.
Murph said, no, these are perfect for taking home.
Yeah.
And so they didn't used to do that for quite a while, but now.
What about
So yeah, he
you
took
ever do
care of
any
it.
deep sea fishing?
I have in Hawaii and a couple other places.
What did you fish for? Marlin, mahi,
Caught. Yeah, I think there was
barracuda.
no. Mahi for sure in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grouper.
Tarpon?
Big groupers. Yeah, big groupers. Yeah, that's fun. When you get one, it takes one time like 45 minutes. Pretty exhausting, but it's fun. I enjoyed it.
I actually like fishing with my bare hands right off the dock, grabbing the sunnies.
Tom Hanks in Castaway, like a little spear.
Sometimes you got to do what you. Well, did you read the story? They rescued some guy at sea.
I heard that.
He was out there for 50-some days with his dog, and that's what he did.
How did he?
He had fishing gear.
Okay, he had to.
But they ate raw fish, him and his dog, and they drank rainwater.
man.
The only way he kept from being sunburned, he had a little bit of a tarp over the boat. They said it was just all a miracle. They found him because they didn't really know he was missing, so there happened to be a plane that was going somewhere to see somebody else, a ship, and just out of the corner of his eye, the guy looked down and goes, hey, looks like there's somebody in a boat down there. Otherwise, he'd still be there.
Right.
Now, that's roughing it. And
I would say that's
not Cold Spring in the $1.8 million home with the wine cellar, but it's roughing it. It's still roughing it.
A definition.
We'll break. We'll come back. Got plenty of things we want to grill Rosie about. We'll do that next. Comment that program on the fan. And Tend to be, you have a keyword for us, don't you?
I do. The Fan and NMC Exteriors want to give you a shot to put $1,000 in your hand with our national cash contest. Enter the keyword bank at KFAN.com now for your shot at winning. That keyword is bank. Enter it now at KFAN.com.
After 4.
To Henlindale Avenue. Stop and go 94 eastbound from Henlindale to 35W. I-494 westbound. Stop and go between Nicollet Avenue and 35W. From 694 to Highway 212, 31 minutes. 394 eastbound at Penn Avenue. Disabled vehicle on exit ramp. Stop and go Highway 169 northbound between Highway 21 and Old Shakopee Road. That's traffic on the Fan. Traffic is sponsored by St. Paul Eye Clinic.
St. Paul Eye Clinic is the new Twin Cities leader in LASIK treatment. With the most advanced laser technology and experienced surgeons, St. Paul Eye is able to provide a truly custom LASIK experience. Visit stpauleye.com to schedule your free LASIK consultation today.
Hey, Tennessee here for Underdog Fantasy. It's fantasy football season. We have less than 2 months for you to draft your $1 million fantasy team at Underdog Fantasy. They are running the largest fantasy football contest of all time. Best Ball Mania 4, $15 million in total prizes. $3 million to first place. If you love fantasy football like I do, then you will love the best ball format at Underdog Fantasy. What they do is it's a live snake draft, or you can do it 8 hours per picks via email. No waivers, no trades. After you draft your team, that's it. Underdog will set the best lineup for you each week of the season. So no in-season management. You just set and forget until it's your time to collect your cash. The winner of last year's Best Ball Mania drafted their team in July, so what the heck are you waiting for? Visit UnderdogFantasy.com or find them in the App Store. Sign up with my promo code KFAN and get your first deposit doubled up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy. Use my promo code KFAN. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. For conservative play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Joe Coy World Tour. Friday, October 6th, Target Center. Tickets on sale now at AXS.com. Don't miss a Minneapolis. Joe Coy on his all-new World Tour.
Hey, it's Chris Hockey for Aurora Asphalt and Concrete at aurora-asphalt.com. I want to talk to you about their concrete services in particular: concrete sidewalks, concrete steps and stoops, concrete aprons, a concrete driveway. Aurora Asphalt and Concrete does all of that and much more. And they do it with quality workmanship and meeting deadlines, and they do their own cleanup. I love these people. You will too. Get a 5% discount up to $200 when you use the promo code iHeart at aurora-asphalt.com.
Aurora Asphalt and Concrete, paving the way with concrete results.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
This marks the 7th year Everest Men's Health has been on its mission to redefine the experience of healthcare for men in the Twin Cities. Everest is a trusted expert in testosterone replacement and proactive primary care for men. Their team works hard to create an inviting, convenient, compassionate experience. Take your first step toward better health and get in touch. Visit EverestMen'sHealth.com today. Experience better health and better health care with Everest Men's Health. EverestMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, Rosie here for the Twin Cities' best AC specialist, Sedgwick Heating and Air. Guess what? The heat index scheduled to be over 100 degrees here next week. There's nothing worse than a hot, humid house and an AC that doesn't cool. Sedgwick has 65 years serving the Twin Cities AC issues. Master technicians, no BS about unfair pricing. Just great guys wanting to keep you and your family happy and cool. Consistently earning 5-star ratings. Now you can save $1,200 off a new high-efficiency Lennox AC. Learn more at mncooling.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Rosie here. Your boat club is the smartest way to boat. They offer the boats, you have the fun. You can rent boats daily or for multiple days. Your boat club also delivers to your vacation destination. YourBoatClub.com for more info.
Back to Dan Cole, the common man, from the 651 Carpet Studios on iHeartRadio and FM 100.3 KFAN.
Rosen, name the artist and name the song.
I have no idea. I just early on.
Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. And the song is called Fishin' in the Dark.
Listen, did you know that?
Well, yeah. Played it many times on the radio when I was a disc jockey.
It was a big hit. This is a big hit.
It was a big hit.
What year was it? 80-something, 3?
That sounds about right. Maybe mid-80s, late. Is that right, Tennessee? Or it could have been late 70s. I don't remember.
Special place that nobody knows. Yeah.
You'll probably know it once this kicks in here, Rosen.
I'm sure I will.
1987.
Wow.
I didn't think it was that old.
Man.
Hot Stacks of Wax, top of the rack.
Number 1 on the U.S. Billboard Hot Country Songs track. Billboard.
This one says, Rosie doesn't get it. The worm does all the work. Worm
the leech? Well, no, there's no doubt about that. The leech is, the fish look up. That's what my guide told me. I said, how do they know you're in, let's say, 10, 12 feet of water? Right? I mean, I'm learning a lot. I don't.
Well, here's how you know. Mark, cast 20 feet to the left. That's where the scuba diver's holding the fish you're about to catch. He's holding it
put him on the hook.
Oh, look at this. I love fishing. Can I come out again? Can I give you another $800 to come out again?
It's like when you go by the trout bit out at the state fair,
Correct.
right? And we go by there, and of course, you're not fishing there, but may as well. You probably can't miss.
Byron Buxton.
Yeah,
1 for 31 slump.
No.
Tenneby mentioned this is like his third extended slump.
Right.
Batting 192, strikes out most of the time, doesn't play in the field. I tried to tell people he was the most overrated player in baseball. I think most people would agree now. I don't know if it's all health related. There are so many theories floating around that if you're not in the game, playing in the field, you're not engaged. I don't know. Does that mean anything?
I saw one.
I don't know. But it's something's got to change there, Mark. He's taken up a valuable spot in the lineup and not producing at all.
According to one, I saw something that he's not in the lineup tonight. Which, I mean, it has to happen. I mean, last night, I went on my rant this morning. I mean, I'm watching the game, and to have him in the third hole. If he's going to be in the lineup, he's got to be batting 8th or 9th right now. I mean, you're not doing him or his teammates any good by having him hitting third. He can't make contact. And it's a very, it's weighing on him, I'm sure, heavily. He goes back to the dugout because he can't go out to center field. Why we really don't know, but which tells you something about his physical abilities right now. If he can't,
the manager said he can't.
I know that's what the manager said.
He just says he can't.
Although, like you guys brought up the point, if you get a little grounder to third, he's running full speed to first base.
Right.
He's still running the bases, going full bore. But he's at the point now where he's a detriment to an already struggling offense. And, I had one Twins insider tell me he's just not a good hitter. This was months ago. Who's watched him a lot. But we've seen him, okay, maybe he's not a great hitter, but he's certainly, he hit one long fly ball last night. I was like, oh my God, he made contact. I mean, it's like that was a highlight for Byron Buxton last night.
About 2 weeks ago, didn't he have 2 homers in a game, and they were monstrous?
Yeah. Yes,
they were huge.
yes.
And people were again hoping that was going to be the starting night. They keep waiting and waiting. Same with Correa. He has a couple of 2-hit games. I was like, maybe this is the start of something, and then it goes back.
I'll tell you, your guy. I think I'm still confident the Twins have enough ability from this abysmal division. Polanco comes back. And hopefully Royce Lewis at some point. You got to get both those guys in the everyday lineup, and that could help change things. Put Buxton on the bench, let Polanco DH, for a while. He gets because he's going through an extended rehab, and Royce is probably out for 2-3 more weeks. We don't know, but those two guys would help a lot in this lineup. Buxton can't be part of it. He just can't. I mean, I'm trying to give him a mental break. I don't know. I hope that works, but it's not doing him any good. And I heard you guys talking earlier. I watched most of the game. I went to sleep before Kepler hit the 2-run homer or 3-run homer in the 9th inning to make it close. But Sonny Gray was his own worst enemy last night, and he hasn't won a game since April. And granted, they haven't given him a lot of run support. He has 4 or 5 good innings, and then when he struggles in that one particular inning, I mean, it looks like
that's only happened to him really a couple of times.
Yeah.
Though. I mean,
the
last 2
lately,
outings, right.
Yeah.
But that's just the last 2. For the most part, he was not given any help in the other games.
No, he has not.
That's why he was an all-star. He's been brilliant. He's been basically brilliant.
And when he loses it, as he has been lately, poor Ryan Jeffers was, he looked like a hockey goalie last night, trying to knock the baseballs down from going back to the backstop. And he was just, when you say laboring out there, it was an understatement. The way he's looking.
He's the
at
one guy on the
puffing.
team, though, I can give a pass to. He's
I don't have it.
He's pitched as well as anybody in Major League.
Without Sonny Gray, they haven't been putting himself in a position, even though the record doesn't show it.
Right.
Has been terrific. I don't have any argument. The guy that's pitching tonight.
Well, and I don't know. I don't have the numbers in front of me. I'm assuming some of those games, just because he wasn't the winner, doesn't mean they didn't win that game, right?
That doesn't mean they didn't win the game.
Yeah, unless I have that wrong. Unless you're saying that in games he started. I thought it was just in games he stared, he didn't get the win.
He hasn't won.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But
that's correct.
Because if it's not,
correct.
then that would even be more of a. It's the word I'm looking for. Statement.
Indictment.
Indictment. That's the word. Like indictment on the club. If that was.
So
the case.
I mean, I think it's they do miss Polanco. They obviously miss Royce Lewis, who gives them that jolt of energy as well. And
he does now.
Kirilloff is there. I mean, I know Trevor Plouffe's been up in the press box last week or so. I don't know, but Kirilloff to me is their best hitter right now and has been. I mean, he knows how to make contact. He knows how to hit the ball to the opposite field. He just looks confident at the plate. It's such a different when he's up and when Byron Buxton comes up there. It's just I mean I can't imagine when he goes back to the dugout what he's thinking. Going, man, I let the team down again. I can't get out of this no matter what I do. So apparently, by the first account, he's getting the night off, which he needs to have more of. They can't have him out there. He's just hurting the team.
Yeah. And, maybe, as Tennessee brought up, he's not doing anything at the plate by DHing.
No.
So even if you put him out in the field and he got hurt, where you wouldn't be you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you're not losing his bat.
Protecting him from?
You're not protecting his bat because
correct.
there's no bat. So maybe playing him in the field Maybe that would make a difference.
I don't know.
But that remains to be seen.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. We'll come back on another segment to go with Rosie here on The Fan.
I'm on that cash. Hi, it's Molly from NMC Exteriors, and we're excited to announce our partnership with Apple Roofing. NMC is still the same company serving your roofing, siding, and window needs. Check us out at nmcexteriors.com.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
The Rod Ryan Show. It's the Woody Show.
It's Elliot in the morning. All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
iHeartRadio Music Festival, yeah!
All of the best free curated playlists.
The best bands.
All of the great podcasts for every interest.
The stuff they don't want you to know.
All of the mind-blowing contests.
$20,000.
Awesome. All of your favorite superstars.
This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
Best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
Hey, it's Chris Hockey. Deciding who to choose to install your new windows, your siding, your roofing, or doors, it's a daunting task. But Dan from Builders and Remodelers made me realize it really comes down to one thing: trust. And I absolutely trust Builders and Remodelers to provide the best quality products at the best price. And right now, save 71% off all labor on any siding, roofing, or doors project. Or get one window free when you buy two. Plus, get no interest for 36 months when qualified. Just go to buildersandremodelers.com for details. Buildersandremodelers.com. Nobody does it better.
July 24th through the 30th, the 3M Open is back. Tickets to the tournament are available for purchase now, including Stilly Party Deck Passes, which will have music, yard games, tipsy steer food, and all-you-can-drink vodka Stilly. Purchase your tickets today at 3mopen.com.
10 miles an hour over the speed limit. 15 over. 20 over. It just might put you 6 feet under.
Extra enforcement now on Minnesota roads. A message from the Minnesota Department of Public Safety.
Hey there, friends. Ben Lieber here, brought to you by Lexus and the Lexus RX. You know, the RX is an exquisite culmination of all the things that make a Lexus, well, a Lexus. Striking lines, cutting-edge technology, and jaw-dropping performance. The RX is built to elevate your driving experience like never before. With a vehicle like this, you'll never lose your edge. You're going to be the coolest cat in town. Discover a whole new world of possibilities just waiting for you. Visit your local Minneapolis dealers and experience amazing.
Hey, comment here from Manor Brand. The legendary one told me next week we might see a heat index of 100. You're going to need that air conditioner running smooth. If you need a new air conditioner as we head into this really hot stretch, or maybe just need a tune-up or repair, find your Amana Brand preferred contract. We've made it easy. Visit the new and improved iHeartAmana.com site, and you can find that Amana Brand preferred contractor. He can do tune-ups and repairs to any make or model. You can also see the entire line, the entire family of Amana Brand products. Again, that's iHeartAmana.com.
Amazing hot rods, muscle cars, and street machines are coming to the Continental Tire Street Machine Nationals at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Check out the Burnout Contest, the Carvici Dyno Challenge, Pro Judge Show and Shine Contest, Legendary Cruise Route, and shop the Performance Marketplace. Save money by registering a vehicle or purchasing discount tickets in advance online at streetmachinenationals.net. See you at the biggest muscle car event of the year.
Hey, Rosie, back with you for the Twin Cities' best AC specialist, Cedric Heating and Air Conditioning. We've just been talking about the fact that the heat index next week here in Minnesota likely to exceed 100 degrees. Cedric has 65 years serving the Twin Cities AC issues. Master technicians, no BS about unfair pricing. It's not too late. Just great guys wanting to keep you and your family happy and cool. Consistently earning 5-star ratings. You can save $1,200 off a new high-efficiency Lennox AC. Learn more at mncooling.com.
Delivery's at the door. Can someone please unlock?
It's been an eventful afternoon with a spike in bookings at Claudia's event space.
We'd love to host Mermaid Fest.
She was already planning on having more event planners on hand.
500? That's a lot of tails.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates, and you can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Comment here for Hummingbird ear tube placement. Hummingbird ear tube placement replaces the ear tube replacement replaces the operating room with Hummingbird. The procedure is performed in an office. The parents can be there during the entire procedure, which means in an office atmosphere, there's no need for fasting, no need for general anesthesia either. And kids can return to their normal activities immediately, cost effective too, generally less expensive than the operating room procedure, which can result in significant savings for you. If you want to find out more about the hummingbird ear tube procedure, the process, go to hummingbirdEarTubes.com. That's hummingbirdEarTubes.com.
This is Hall of Famer Eric Dickerson. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Spire Credit Union.
The Twins begin today leading the AL Central by a game and a half after a loss in Seattle last night. Tonight, Bailey Ober will oppose the Mariners' Brian Wu on the mound. The Lynx will try to snap a 2-game losing streak when they visit the Atlanta Dream tonight, their first game back from the All-Star break. Ram star Aaron Donald is making history. He's been given the top rating of 99 in Madden 24, the first player with a 99 rating in the game 7 times in his career. I'm Doug Thompson.
What does it look like to be in the business of improving lives? Well, since 1934, Spire's Midwestern values have driven a mission of giving back and focusing on people. Minnesota's best credit union by Forbes and the Star Tribune. Head to myspire.com to learn more. Insured by NCUA.
You're listening to The Fan.
Level 13-14 pass here on the Common Man program. I'm Comedies 10 and B. The legendary Mark Rosen is here.
We do have confirmation, by the way. No Byron Buxton tonight.
You like this lineup?
Matt Wallner DHing tonight. How about that?
You love that, don't you?
I like this. Yes, well, we just talked about it. Makes comments. I don't know how.
You like the line. I heard you say.
I do like the lineup. Correa leading off Julian, who's been a nice surprise.
I can't like any lineup that the Twins trot out there with the current players they have. But go ahead. You like it. What is it?
Okay. I mean, relatively speaking, keep that in mind. I mean, it's Buxton's out, which they have to do. It's a necessity.
Yeah, but you're just shuffling the cards is all you're doing.
I'm anxious to see Matt Wallner get some at-bats. Like I said, I think Kirilloff is far and away their best hitter right now. Julian's doing a nice job. Kepler's coming around a little bit.
Let me guess, you like Solano.
Well, it's okay.
You like Jeffers.
I mean, he's
You like Michael A. Taylor. You kind of like this club.
Well,
it sounds like
Michael A. Taylor's not playing tonight.
Oh, he's not.
No, Joey Gallo's in left field. That's home run or strikeout.
I'll take strikeout.
Castro's in center field tonight.
If you're asking for my betting odds, I take that.
Yeah, probably. Vasquez is catching tonight, and Bailey Ober, a tall drink of water, is pitching tonight. No, it's about time that Wallner. I mean, I don't think. I would hate to think the GM has to call the manager and says, that's enough. Byron's got to sit, and he's hurting the team. You got to get. That's why we brought Wallner up. Get him some at bats. Not helping you by playing in St. Paul anymore by sitting on the bench. Bring him up and DH. Oh, we got a lot of left-handed hitters on this team. Well, you got some right-handed hitters that can't make contact. So put him in.
I think what they were trying to say, Rosie, is at this point, if they really thought he could hit big league pitching consistently,
Wallner?
he would have been here this whole time. They don't think but they're desperate now, and they have no other choice. I think he's hitting well in St. Paul. I think he's tearing the cover off the ball. But the difference between AAA baseball and big league baseball is a big thing. I'm not suggesting they shouldn't play him, but I'm saying the reason I think he has him in there is they don't think he's capable of it.
Well, not
yet. But now they have no choice because they can't score. Now, they scored 6 runs last night.
Right. And without Royce Lewis in particular, there's a spot open in the lineup every day. When Royce Lewis is back and he's, knock on wood, hopefully going to stay healthy, he's going to be in their everyday lineup. And Polanco should be as well, as best he can. Maybe he'll be DHing by then. So anyway, that's enough of that going on with the Twins.
I'm excited about it myself.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you're right. I can't help myself. I just saw we had the news release here that it's time to apply for credentials for the 2023-2024 Minnesota Golden Gopher sports season. You'll be getting your pass, I'm sure, to attend games.
Probably, yeah.
You'll be going to the vault to watch your favorite football team.
Mm-hmm.
they had quotes from a couple of the players, and I can't remember. If I had the story in front of me, I'd give the name, and I apologize. But they were talking about the tough schedule, and the quote was basically, I'm paraphrasing, but is, and this is what you expect players to say. It says, no, we don't really look at it. We're not afraid or look at this as a tough schedule. I mean, well, we're looking at it more of this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity to play teams, which is the right thing to say. It's going to be very difficult to build upon. Last year, you could say, what was the final record last year? Was it 9-4?
I believe it was.
Did they go 9-4 last year? I thought they went 9-4. You could consider that a successful season. I wouldn't argue with that. Those of us still kind of and maybe the doubting Thomases of the world, like myself, are not. I don't know what word. I guess I'm saying, what are we waiting for? I guess for me, I'm waiting for not just the Iowa win. Yeah, that'd be nice. But, even the coach last year or during the offseason said, remember, he really didn't want to say a storm or an uproar, but he goes, I know when I got here, all they said was beat Wisconsin. Beat Wisconsin. Right. You got to beat Wisconsin. Well, I have beaten Wisconsin. Almost like he was saying, what more do you want me to do? I don't think he was really saying that, but he was trying to defend himself a little bit from the critics. There's a lot of them out there. And beating Iowa would be great, but to me, it's beating. I mean, if you beat Iowa, that's great. And Iowa can oftentimes be a top 20 football program. We get that. But I'm talking Michigan and Ohio State, I think, is where you judge yourself. If those are those teams are perennial top 10 teams. And if you want to believe the team is going to another level, not just, hey, we're competitive in the Big Ten. We can post 9-4, 8-5 records, get a Midland Bowl game and win that. And if you're happy with that, that's fine. It doesn't matter that much to me. But if you're looking more like, I want to occasionally be like in that mix for winning a Big Ten championship and maybe being on the outside with the new playoff system, how many teams are they taking now? Is that starting this year or is that next year?
Boy, I don't.
Tennessee, do you remember? Is that this year or next year they're starting the new playoff system? Didn't they approve that? Is it 8 teams, 12 teams, whatever it is? And so if you want to be now you have a better chance to get in there, and you could easily see a couple of Big Ten teams getting an invite to that. You've got to beat Michigan or Ohio State. Well, you've got to beat them.
And Ohio State is
2024 season.
And that's when that's when USC and UCLA be involved as well. So it might be harder to get to the.
One more year. What is it? The winners and the losers or whatever they call them, the East and the West.
Yeah.
And
then it's going to get tougher.
And then. It's not but it will be with more teams in that national championship, playoff. At least is it 12 teams? I can't remember what they said. Was it 12 and 4 get a bye? I think that's what it is. It's 4 teams get a bye.
12-team playoff.
12-team playoffs. 4 teams get a bye, and then eight teams will play this first 4 games, and then from there you'll get a general idea of you get a better chance because now there's 12 teams instead of 4. So I just want to see a win against a real quality club.
Well, and they've done it. They've beaten Michigan before, and not that long ago. But when you talk about Ohio State, and you're going to look at the preseason rankings when they come out, it's always the usual suspects. When you got Georgia and Alabama, LSU normally, some Florida team, Ohio State is in there every year. You're playing. They're in a different class. They just are. I mean, it's not like the Gophers can't try to compete against them, or the rest of the Big Ten. I mean, Michigan's one of the lone teams that can do that. I mean, I think some of these teams in the Big Ten, Iowa's fallen off. Wisconsin's not the powerhouse they were. Of course, Northwestern's got a hot mess right now with everything going on administrative-wise and coaching-wise. Michigan State is hot and cold. So you're asking a lot. But I would like to think Michigan plays here this year, October 7th. That would be a wonderful opportunity to get the little brown jug and to prove, to your point, that they can compete with some of the big boys. Because they play at Ohio State November 18th. I'm not saying they're not going to win the game, but there'll be 3 touchdown underdogs in that game. Depending on what the injury situation is and how things are looking, that's the last game second to the last game of the season this year. But you have to make sure you take care of business against, starting with Nebraska. You got one really tough non-conference game at North Carolina, one of the top quarterbacks in the country. But Iowa, they've got to win this year. I've said that over and over again. Michigan
if they
State,
don't beat Iowa, you ready to call for the coach's head?
I'm not ready. I think he'll be calling for the coach's head. I think he's that frustrated not beating them when they've had 2 great opportunities the last couple of years. But I just don't, it's college football is it's the rich get richer, and it's just hard. Alabama, Georgia, those teams, Ohio State, every single year they reload, and they get the top recruits every year. It's not like you're throwing the white flag, but let's be realistic. You have to be realistic that you have to win those other games. You can't lose to Illinois. You can't lose to Purdue.
It sounds like you're lowering expectations with the Gopher program.
I'm not. I'm just being
real.
realistic. I think if I spoke for almost any other Big Ten team other than, I think that lowering it, I mean, no, I think PJ is saying, and I think for the players thing, it's a great opportunity. It is. And I point really more towards the Michigan game because it's home as opposed to going to the Horseshoe. Of course, you'll be down there. The big house.
There have been teams that have gone to Ohio State and won. You do know that.
There have been, yes.
Yeah. There actually have been teams that have played Ohio State and won at Ohio State.
Pete could be wearing his Ohio State
correct
sweatshirt.
It can be done.
It can be done. Yes,
You're
it can be.
as though, we may as well just not even show
No.
game.
I'm not saying that.
Go
I'm
win
just
that
saying.
game at Ohio State. Show me something.
Well, let's just start with Michigan first. That's a month and change before they play at Ohio State.
Get some momentum build.
Well, let's win at Iowa. I mean, those are games that,
win at Iowa, win at Michigan.
Well, Michigan's here. But, yeah, I mean,
And then it's on to Big House.
Correct. And let's win.
So you're telling me.
Calicomanis, I'll tell you, they're going to have a whole different look this year. I mean, Chris Ottman-Bell's going back for his seventh year.
He likes to fish, too, but did you see the fish he held up, that puny little fish in the newspaper? Did you see the picture?
I did see the picture.
He should take some fishing lessons from you. You've got a fish that basically took 4.5 hours to reel in. It was such fun. He had these little tiny, they look like the bait.
Look like sunnies.
They were like minnows.
Like
it's but he loves to fish. You and him could get along. You and him should go out on a fishing.
Well, he's a good Greek kid. I'd like to meet him. I haven't met him yet, but I'm anxious to see because this is going to be, you talk about, revolving, Tanner Morgan's no longer playing, and, he threw the ball okay at times. Chris Ottman-Bell, knock on wood, is going to be healthy. He's a big target. Brevin Ford is back for seems like his sixth year.
You like this Calicomanis kid?
I do a lot. I like his potential. I love the guy who can sling it like that because that's what it takes. You're not going to ground and pound it and beat an Ohio State team.
He reminds me a lot.
You just have to air it out.
He looks physically a lot like Brock Osweiler.
Your favorite quarterback of all time.
It's the time I thought he was the best quarterback in pro football.
I remember
and
that.
there was one half of a football game where he was the best quarterback in pro football. But one half is not a career man.
No, it does not. No.
And it was a great half of football. Though,
PJ's got some good recruiting class. Yeah, I mean, there's always some surprises, but it's not going to be. I mean, we're talking about all this stuff going on with the NFL right now, and the running backs. The ones who haven't signed, or they're kind of uniting. They have a united front. And
Delvin and then Elliott, right? Are they not both? They're still both out there.
Leonard Fournette,
Barkley.
Well, Saquon's still in the Giants. He's not available.
He is, but he's not happy.
He's very unhappy.
But they're pushing the narrative.
Get a contract before his tag.
Yeah, we're not getting rewarded, and then you could cite, Super Bowl teams that really don't have 1,000-yard running backs. They're a thing of the past. It's hard for them to make their own argument, and because the success of a lot of these teams don't depend on a running back. At least a guy is getting paid to rush for over 1,000 yards. So, and for the Gophers and college football has opened it up a lot more as well. Now they have a true passing quarterback. They got some good running backs, but I don't think after what we've had here the last few years, it's just going to be a different look, and I think that's going to be refreshing. Well, I'm excited. Between the Gopher football team,
this new Twins lineup tonight.
The
Twins lineup.
I just looked up on the screen and they had up.
The question on ESPN was which team is a trade away from winning an NBA title? One of the panelists said the Timberwolves.
Yeah, and I said, "What's the trade? Cat for the big Greek freak, or what? What was it?"
And then we'd have two. You like Greek kids for some reason. We'd have two of them in town. We'd have Calicomanis and we'd have Antetokounmpo.
Right.
We'd have two Greek kids in here.
I love it.
It's Greek to me.
Wolves fans are getting really excited today because now the video that's going around viral is apparently like 50% of NBA players all have their own podcasts.
Right. Yes, they do.
And they're all willing to talk about what's going on and what they think of certain situations.
Right.
So Bruce Brown on the Denver Nuggets championship said, quote, "I'd say our toughest series was Minnesota. Suns were blowouts each game. With the Lakers, we never felt like we were going to lose any game. Even when they went on a little run, it never felt like we were going to lose. So we're all happy in Minnesota because we gave the Denver Nuggets their best series.
And we didn't have Jaden or Nas. Think about it.
You want to roll it back, don't you? Is that what it's called? Can we roll it back?
No, it's not roll. Run it back.
You want to run it back, don't you?
They are running it back.
And you want them to.
Why not?
You remember, you were all for that trade.
I was.
You were leading that bandwagon. You were leading the charge of that trade.
Well,
I was the one that said,
anxious to see.
I was the one that said, look, I'm willing to try anything at this point, but I'm a little skeptical that it's going to change everything. But I was willing to try.
Right.
Because for a team that has gone to one conference championship, and that's it, and lost, by the way, 4 games to 2, I'm willing to try anything. So I was excited about it. I thought, but it, and I suppose, we didn't get him for a full season together because Cat had the calf injury or whatever it was.
And Rudy was hurt coming into camp.
Yeah, and Rudy was hurt. And,
blah, blah, blah.
And then, so we'll see. I don't know. But then, I did Finch say that, or did I just imagine this? That there might be times where we might have Rudy, Big Meow, and Nas all on the court at the same time.
Boy.
3 of them out there. I mean, think about that. That's the 3-headed monster.
It really is.
What's that? What's that snake headset that's on the Marcolupulus? What's it called? Tim, you know what I'm talking about?
I know, but
her hair's like a bunch of snakes on her head. It's the freakiest thing I've ever seen.
That's what we're going to have.
I think
here.
she's got a name.
Yeah, it is. It's syphil, whatever it's called. I think it's
syphilis. I think
it's not Cyclops because that's the one
I think it's syphilis.
It's not syphilis.
Syphilis was the guy that was pushing the rock up the hill and it rolled back down on top of him.
That's what Al Capone had.
That was the guy. He had a rod, not a rock.
That's
right. That's what the gangsters used to call him. He's got a rod. Did you get the name?
No, I was looking up something else. I was already planning my next topic because you were bringing up the 3 big guys. When I had Dane Moore on.
Medusa is her name.
Medusa. There you go. Very good. Thank you, email.
When I had Dane.
No, I did that on my own.
Oh, you did it on your own. Okay.
When I had Dane Moore on the Tana Fitzgerald a week or 2 ago, he was saying after Conley, their backup point guard might be slow-mo, Kyle Anderson. So we already have the 3 big guys.
Right.
And then if you have Kyle Anderson, 6'9", running the point.
Oh, my God.
We're going to have the biggest team. Speaking of Guinness Book of World Records, we'll have the biggest team in the history of the NBA.
Let's go. And a number of people have on our KFA and Bradshaw and Brian text line did go with Medusa lots. And thank you. Appreciate that.
By the way, speaking of basketball, I watched the first episode of Goliath last night, which was the story of Wilt Chamberlain growing up. And it's an 8-part series. Kevin Garnett's one of the executive producers. There's a lot of, I know there was an article about it the other day about the number of basketball documentaries that are coming out or been out, and obviously there's been a lot more of that. But Wilt is one of the most fascinating subjects of all time. So I'm looking forward to watching that as time goes on.
This is going to be a bit. This won't be like the one about Jordan, where Jordan produced it.
No.
Like he was literally he was the greatest person to ever walk the face.
First of all, they mentioned that at the beginning of it that his voice is duplicated by AI. In other words. It's fascinating, but how he grew up and, of course, how shy he was and painfully aware of how tall he ended up being and just how awkward that whole situation was. And then, it's the most dominating player really of all time.
A couple of text messages delivered to you. This one says, "You're the cat guy here, dialing in as you're the Wolverine guy. Rosen seems to be discounting Michigan a bit, which is a bit confusing based on the history. Minnesota's last 3 wins against Michigan all came in Ann Arbor.
Right.
2014, 2000.
But that's before Michigan was good.
The last time Minnesota beat Michigan in Minnesota was 1977.
I was at that game.
And so you were saying.
No, I'm just saying.
We get them at home.
But Michigan's teams are much better now than they were when they beat Michigan. Michigan was awful that year. They just were not very good. And the Gophers caught them at a good time.
Here's another one. Rosen's a chameleon. Who else can go from cosmopolitan man about town with first-class dinners and limousines and spa vacations to mountain man, woodsman, sportsman, roughing it in the deep woods and conquering all manner of fish or small game? That is you.
That really is me. Man.
You try to appeal to everyone.
Cosmopolitan man about town. Because that's really what you are. And then you go out there and rough it at the $1.8 million mansion.
I know. That
the lake.
That may have been my favorite story of the year.
And then here.
Nary a whisper.
And then think of this. 25 minutes to the nearest grocery store.
I was roughing it.
Oh. How did you get through that?
And tonight I'm going to see Oppenheimer, so I'm excited about that. Preview.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
Big Bang,
Nolan.
right?
The Big Bang. Yes, the Big Bang. Correct.
Okay, it's always good to see you.
Yeah,
Mark
good to
Rosen.
see you, Common. Nice to be back on our normal schedule.
Teneby, he's got me excited about the Twins tonight. He loves that lineup. He thinks it's Wallner's going to make all the difference. Well, I'm going to be there. I wouldn't miss it. We'll talk to you about the game tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Mark Rosen will be here at 2. Teneby, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
You as well. We're back at 12 noon tomorrow. Stick around. The Big Ticket and JGR next year on The Fan.
Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon. And good night, Minnesota. And good night, folks. And good night,